from a computer science department, STEM is something into our blood.
Even when we see, okay, students are having that kind of interest or that kind of enthusiasm, so we also got that goosebumps.
It is simply working on patterns.
You know, the budget, it demands a lot of budget from the school side itself.
Yes.
So how, what do you think as an educator?
My principal also said one thing that this STEM education has helped us to get more students admission.
Why children should learn these kind of codings, or when AI is here for the coding.
See, if there is no exam, no one is going to actually take it as a challenge.
So, good evening, ma'am, and hello, everyone. Welcome to Global Edu Leader podcast. It's basically the show name is Principal Voice Matters. The world is changing faster than ever before. New technologies, AI, automations, and emerging careers are transforming the skill students need to succeed. This raises an important question: how school can move beyond traditional learning and create future-ready innovators or the problem solvers or the leaders. To explore this, I'm delighted to welcome Ma'am, Annie Ma'am, who is from Vikas Bharati Public School, who is the HOD of the Computer Science Department and engineering from background and have a lots of knowledge about this field. Have written a lots of books, and let's hear more from Ma'am. Over to you, Ma'am, and welcome once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It's a great pleasure to join this podcast, and I am really excited to share my whatever is my learning with everyone, so that the future generation is basically benefited, and when they come into the workforce, they are able to solve the real world problems that they would be facing. Might not be we are knowing what all problems they would be facing when they are in the workforce. So surely maybe my work and whatever is my experience helps them, helps everyone.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. So we'll start with the STEM education, and uh, before talking about the STEM education and innovation, I would like to start with your journey. How you entered into this field and how you are. You look very satisfying with what you are doing and how you are setting values. So would love to understand that.
So actually, if I say satisfied, yes, being from a computer science department, STEM is something into our blood, and it is like STEM is basically scientific technology. So technology is nowhere going to go away from here. It is already there. So what happens whenever now the things are changing? We are not only doing programming; we are basically programming our hardware devices so that it can perform any task. That is basically STEM. And yes, I got started into this STEM with the robotics kit, because those kids had only helped me to know that what is robotics. Because when we were young, when I was doing my course, then that time we only knew that okay, we have this programming thing and we have to program using the computer. But with the development of Arduino boards and all those things came later, when I was in the when I started my profession, and when it is like after 7 to 8 years or 10 years, we encountered those Arduino boards and all the microprocessor things. Initially, it was very difficult to program also. But now with the development of Arduino boards, it became very easy to program. So because of that, what is happening? Like it is very easy to program those boards, make the children think of the problem what they are facing in everyday life, and when they know that these are the problems, and now we can help them, mentor them to solve those problems. This is basically very important, and this is the thing that STEM education is all about. And we are not only one subject, or here it is a collaboration of teachers. It is something like interdisciplinary type of thing, where the teachers from different areas they collaborate together, and students with different mindset they also collaborate together to act on a noble cause and to solve one problem. And that is the basic thing that we are moving towards the STEM education.
Okay, that's great, Mama. And when was the time when you think, oh, I should add robotics also into my school, and at that time you ask your management to have something. Okay, This is something interesting. And what changed after that? How was your experience when your management, had like you got the approval to have such kind of things in your school, and how was your experience after that? And what was the moment? I just want to understand about that moment where you
Actually,
thought, okay, this is
what we did used to we used to now build that robot in the class, and then the student used to take the robot throughout the corridor, and because of that you can see the excitement in the eyes of the student, those who are though whichever classes the robot used to travel, then actually the students inside the classroom, they used to get excited, or I also want to build that. What is that? That is something very interesting. And then we kept a big arena in the lobby, that is the central area in our school, where all children, like it is something, some place where every children generally move. And in that arena we used to have that robo wars and all. And two children, they used to now the senior student, they kept they did a hand holding to the junior ones, and the junior ones used to play that game, and the senior ones used to train them how to build that robot. So the peer tutoring, peer learning, and the and building that robot, connecting the part, like engineering type of thing. Boys are very excited, and girls, they get excited into the programming thing. So it is like something that was that every student got excited, and because of that, their bunking of the class and moving out of the class, it came less. Now they used to come out of the class to learn something else. If they are moving, also if they are going for drinking water or going to the washroom, still they used to just watch that the event, and then they used to go. So it is like something, they are moving out instead of bunking. Now they started joining our ATL lab. And now when you see now what has happened, initially we started with like 10 students, 20 students. Now we have a crowd of around 250 students. And these all students, they all are working. They have become good photographers. They are into good communication skills because they develop the videos. Their communication skill has enhanced. They are the way they are developing the means, they are soldering, they are making that prototype, the hardware that they are building, they all are doing it in a team. Now team building, these all skills, like all the 21st century skills, is actually incorporated into the student when they do STEM, when basically STEM education. That's why STEM education has become very is mandatory nowadays, because nowadays what I feel, we all are living in nuclear family. Because of that, we don't know how to share the things, how to take help from others. These are some problems that nowadays children are facing. But STEM education make it is like you cannot perform all the tasks. It is a big project that you would be doing. So, but naturally, you have to take help of others. One child will be good at something else, other child will be good at something else. So, accordingly, what happens? The entire team is working for that one cause. So here they not only they are building they are doing the collaboration, critical thinking, computational thinking. All the types of 21st century skills are actually built when STEM education is imparted. So I feel every school should go for it, because it is my principal also said one thing, that this STEM education has helped us to get more students admission.
definitely, and that culture you have created, that environment you have created in your school, that it generally happen in the industry when you work after after a graduation or post graduation. When we work in the industry, that's what happened. We work in a team. Someone's are working on the hardware part, some are working on software, and some are working on the presentation. So there is different department or different team in the industry. So that's what the environment we are giving it in the schools. Of course, even when we see, okay, students are having that kind of interest or that kind of enthusiasm, so we also got that goosebumps, right? Okay, this even we are at this age, we find we love that, RoboWire, when we see something like that. Of course, ma'am, and you must have got, some students, you must have noticed some students who are not good in academics, but they were very good in these kind of things. So can you share some interesting story?
All the backbenchers are very good into ATL lab. I'll tell you, all the backbenchers, all the teachers, those who are backbenchers, those who are taking doing mischief, they say that, ma'am, please take them to ATL lab. At least their that energy will be that they are using those energy in building something. The energy is getting channelized with STEM education. So I feel that this is something, because they have got lots of energy. They cannot sit silently in the class and listen to the lectures of the teachers. Instead of that, they are building. They are doing hands on there. So, but actually, these all whatever crowd we are having, they all are very good into STEM, but not good into academic. So, and because of that, now when they are building projects in STEM, when they are getting accolades there, then what is happening? They are this academic is also improving. They feel that we are very good over there, so we should get good marks here also. So, but actually, they are here also. They are spending time, and here also they are at least they are clearing the exams and they are able to pass. So this is something that has got that is helping them. And even I could see, I think that students also at part last year or last year, they have started their own startups. And now they are because they are very good in when they go into they take admission in BTech, and also they are very good because they already know the things that is being taught there. Because of that, they are above others in the this BTech program also, or any like BSc, BCA, whatever they are doing. So they are above all other students. So because of that, they have become leaders over there. So this has also given upper hand, and because of that, also students get excited. And there is lots of industry partnership we are doing in school only. That you think about these things in college, but we are having like people from industry. They come for sessions, and even students are visiting the industry. So they also see that how the work is going on, actually how the robot is working in the industry. So this is something that they are coming to know in this STEM education. And I think all these school, whether they are having the ATL lab or not, they should have the STEM lab, so that this tinkering lab should be there, so that at least, and it can have different components. Maybe they can start with very small components like simple LED blinking. That LED blinking itself is a very innovative program, like paper circuit, and these type of small activities they can do, where not lots of investment is required, but students, they get tinkering and they get excited because they are hands on. Why we get very excited with the sciences? Because there you are performing the experiments, the labs. When you are performing, you are able to convert your theoretical to practical. So here also, we have always heard about circuit, like this is open circuit, this is closed circuit. We had never tried it. Now they, when they are blinking that LED, though, they are actually trying that concept. So
Definitely. So
converting
it's a completely practical learning. And as you said, ma'am, the performance got improved into the academic. So from the parent side, I have, discussed with a lots of parents, and I got such type of queries also from the parents, ma'am, my child is not good into the academics. I don't want, he should go, and he don't have the time basically. If he will spend some time onto this into this time, so how he'll able to perform in the academics. So you answered, very beautifully. Can you explain? Can we discuss, more how the performance of the students can increase in their subjects if they are learning stuff?
I'll tell you one very important thing, that like nowadays it is like students are not investing too much of time on academy. They are investing more time on watching reels on the mobile. So because of that, their important time, the time they should, the quality time they are spending over there. So instead of that, if they are into STEM education, but naturally they would be watching the reels related to STEM, and they would be performing it. Now because of that, what happens, their screen time is not less, but nowadays, now this is the screen time is something that is we can call it efficient screen time. Now they are utilizing that screen time to perform something. They are doing using it like you can ask the kids to build something. When they are building something, but naturally they would be watching a video and then following the step by step instructions to build that robot. So, but here what is happening, the child is using the same screen time, and when they're building, they are actually understanding some of the theoretical concepts, because many students, they don't understand the theory. They would understand when some practical is being involved with that theoretical
Yes,
concept.
even the mathematics also, the concept also got increased, because at the end in the programming we are using those,
Yes, theory.
like using kind of, probability, or you can say if else statements, or these kind of things.
Yes, it
So,
is
but one more thing, ma'am, this I got the question not even from the parent side, from some of the educator side as well. Why children should learn these kind of codings, or when AI is here for the coding in future, they are saying in future there will be no need of these coding jobs and everything. When cloud can do coding, so what is the need of the student they should learn? I would love to listen your perspective on that.
okay. Otherwise also, what do you think? AI has got emotions or not? Many people think that yes, AI has got emotions because it answers as per our requirement. Whatever we like, the AI is going to answer. No, it is simply working on patterns. Okay, it doesn't have any type of emotions. It works on patterns, but we as a human being, we have got emotions. When we are having emotions, but naturally we would be putting those things into the program that the AI might not have given. Even though the AI is building the program, but we need to look into it what it has built. We
And
have
even apart from this, if you don't have the knowledge, let's suppose I'm the one who don't have the knowledge about coding, and you are the one who is expert in the coding. So you can use better those AI tools
yes,
as compared to me. How
yes,
how I can build when I don't have the knowledge? And apart from that, as per me, you just tell me if you agree with this thing. Even when we talk about cloud
yes,
now, that is itself a math product. What we
yes.
use in that? We use probability, right?
Uh,
If for else and these kind of situation or these kind of prompt engineering statements we give to that, and based on that we got the answer or those kind of things. So I guess that can be the answer or
And,
that.
and whatever product an AI has built, a Gen AI is actually a large language model, whatever it is building, you have to check it out whether whatever, you cannot directly administer it to anyone. You have to, when you don't have an expertise, you cannot check it. That is the
Of
problem.
course, that is the one thing, and it give the result or the answer also. What these AI tools are giving, those are different for different person because their
Yes,
prompts are different.
yes, yes,
So if I'm a basic person, I'll not get that kind of professional thing. But if
yes.
you are the one who have the knowledge, so to summarize this, I think it is the AI can help the person to do their job in less time. It is not that it can be done without any human.
No, it is not going to take away your job. Instead, it can help you to minimize your time that you're spending
Exactly.
in lots of admin tasks. So that is purely like, for example, I have to read a book of suppose 200 pages, and it is going to take me time. Now it can give me a summary. I just need a summary of that book, so that could be done. Now here, but I need that summary to understand. Like for
Yes.
example, I had to do a judgment of around I think 200 essays were there, and I had to do a judgment. So what I did, I asked the AI to that please give me the summary of all the essays, and then I'll check it out and which one is most innovative. Now I am the person as a human being, I can understand that all the children they had spent so much of time, but it is going to take me another 1 month, and I have less time to just check it. But naturally, this AI is going to help me in giving the summary, and whichever summary I like, then I went through and I read the entire essay for that particular student. So this is something where I can use the AI, but I cannot give in the hands of AI that whatever it is going to give me, there can be a problem of biasness is there. Lots of things could be there. So I have to, being a human being, you have to check whatever they are giving.
Definitely, ma'am. And even the time, it's changing when you're talking about, if we talk about before 5 years, these ATL things came, right? So there was a lots of praise about this Atal tinkering or
Yes.
tinkering lab, you can say. Then some time back, this STEM thing came or robotics lab. But now, as we are, growing and the technology is increasing, you must be aware about this CBSE circular also,
Yes,
which we
ma'am.
get
The
in
CT and
March
AI letter.
2000. So this is, the future. It is not talking about just one field robotics. It is not talking about just STEM. It is talking about multi sectors where smart farming or agriculture will be the one part. Then AI is the one part. Then mechatronics or these electronics will be the another part. Then electrical vehicle designing will be the different part, or where textile or apparel or textile designing will be the different part, or this retail sector is one of them, and then beauty section is one of them. So how you think this future will be, and how, like, when I heard this circular, I was the happiest person of if something is going to happen in India as well, which we used to see in the China or in the other countries where children were doing a lot of hands-on apart from this. So, but apart from the circular, even the ATL as well. In the starting, school had a lot of ATL, but main problem was about the implementation. that issue was real. Right now, again, revamping is done and schools are getting more, you can say, active. That yes, if they have the ATL, someone should run that as well. So, what do you think? How this, how this kind of space, or space where you go and you find multi sectors, how you can imagine that?
Actually, in a class, when we talk about the classes, are inclusive class nowadays, and every child in our classroom, they don't take the same profession, but we are training them on the same, and every child is reading the same curriculum, doing the same things. But this composite lab, the Kaushal Vikas and the Kaushal board has helped every child to take things as per their interest. Might be someone is good at into agriculture, some are good into financial services, some are good into this in electronics type of things. Some could be very good into like carpentry, some could be very good into designing. So you have got children from each of the fields, and each child has got some or the other skill. Now we were actually training every child on the same platform, on the same skill, and we were not differentiating. So that's why none of them were becoming expertise in any of the skill. And when they were going into the workforce, they were not able to get so much what they could earn. So to make their living, it is very important that every child, the skills that whatever job profile they are taking, they should work as per their skills. So, but naturally, then they would excel in the life. This is very important. So, this circular has actually, this curriculum has actually gone to the needs of every child, and it is going to help because the children, they were got the syllabus was too much, teachers are not getting them since it is not being made mandatory. So, but naturally, schools are going to teach it in the class, and it is they are going to take up like tying and dyeing type of things is also going to be done in the school. So because of that, what will happen? Every child will learn one or the other skill, the interested skills, whatever they like, in the school itself, so that they can take it up as a career. When they suppose I have never driven a car or never driven a cycle, how will I know that I can drive it or I cannot? So it is like you have to look use that skills, learn those skills, then you will understand that okay, yes, this is something that I like, or this is something I don't like it. So
But
that
ma'am, apart from the excitement, I'm worried about about the implementation process, because
yes.
when you are talking about multi-sector, it is not the one person job. It is
Mm.
not, one person cannot handle all those sectors. You
Mm.
need different experts. So like that's a, if let's suppose even the school, if we talk about, if a school will hire a lots of teachers, and those teachers also cannot be just normal academic teacher, they should be technical. If we are talking about someone for the textile, so that person should have from that background. Similarly for the automotive sector, so that you know the budget, it demands a lot of budget from the school side itself.
Yes.
So how, what do you think as an educator, and
Actually, what I think, in the school, all teachers are they are having one or the other skill. Like suppose there is a cookery club in the school. Now we have some recipe building is also there in Kochel board. So we can find out in the school itself that we can have a club type of scenario where the teachers, those who are having those skills, they can become a part. Okay, and then we can the school can also collaborate with people with from the industry, and they can come and take sessions in the school. So here I don't think so any type of budget problem would be there in the school, because collaborating with the industry, these industry people are very happy to help. They come free of cost, they come and give sessions, they are ready to conduct sessions in the school, because there is a higher education industrial partnership is also there. So there is lots of work going on in that field. Also, we suppose our school has got partnership with 3 or 4 this one higher education means colleges. So there the faculty is coming to there. If teachers are not there in your school, they can come from the higher education. And if at all still you are not there, then you can have find people, and you have parents in your school who are good at one or the other thing. They can also come and take the session. They would be very happy to conduct the session. So this type of things are being adopted in many of the schools, where parents come and take the session, because we have parents from all the domains in the school, so they can come and conduct the classes. So it is like There, I don't think so. Any type of budget problem would be there, and every parent and teacher, we all are working on the same cause to build the future generation. So that's why everyone is ready to help. It is not.
Definitely, ma'am. If I ask, STEM is one of your core area, and you know what interests. So, if I ask you from this skill lab, circular, or this social both, so which is the one area you think apart from this STEM can be very attractive?
The agriculture, I think it was difficult for urban areas. For rural areas, it is very easy. Then tying and dyeing and the cookery thing, the recipe one. I felt those things could be done very easily in the schools because we have no fire cooking and all already being conducted in the schools. No, on no back days we were doing it. So and sculpture, lots of sculpture thing is also there that could also be done in the school because art teachers are already there in the school who are helping students in building sculpture and paintings and all. So these are the few things that I think without investment schools can go for it. So and yes, electronics is also there, and for that electronics also, physics teacher in the school or the science teacher can help the students to build those circuits. It is very easy and very basic skills are there. Like when we were young, we used to change the plug ourselves only. So these type of small skills are there that anyone can teach. Even the electrician in the school, he could be given that job of training the students on just changing the plugs of devices. So these all things could be done very easily in the school. And no
Definitely.
investment. We have people in the school. It is like that we have to look into our environment, all the stakeholders, and then accordingly we have to plan it properly. Then only it could be taking it up.
So, if I even talk about the STEM also, as you are
Yes, ma'am. I think some.
yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, ma'am. I think your video has got stuck.
Audible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's fine, right?
Yes, ma'am. Now it is fine. Now it is fine.
Okay. So as I was talking about that, there is one, Atal person is there, Atal teacher you have hired who is taking care about. So, but you are the person who have the knowledge, so who can see, what things he is doing or what projects he is
Yes.
having with the students. So how? But there are some schools who are having the teachers who don't have the knowledge. So how what you suggest, how the schools can have the maximum ROI?
See, I told you that our school went for this Microsoft Innovative Educator program. So such type of programs are available free of cost by like IBM Skill Build program is there. This STEM.org or STEM India STEM Education, they are having I think 5 courses that is free of cost. Teachers without investing, they can do the certification and they can get the knowledge. And
So
also,
these are the online course you are talking
yes,
about, or
ma'am,
the
these all are
offline one?
online courses. No, nowhere you have to invest a single penny, and you can do these courses and get yourself upgraded because, like, this is a very dynamic field. Every day